Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to John Mickelson Field here on the campus of Eastern Arizona College. Lee Patterson with you as we get you ready for kickoff here this afternoon in JCAA women's soccer action as the Scottsdale Artichokes are in town to take on the Eastern Arizona College Gila Monsters. Scottsdale comes into this one game ahead of the Monsters in the overall standings at 7-1-1. Eastern is 7-2 in the conference. Eastern on the season 9-3-2 overall. Scottsdale is 10-3-1. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for Scottsdale and head coach Tom Hurdle in his 5th season at the helm of the Artichokes. In goal today will be Zira Abriella Whistler from Chandler, Arizona. Also starting a sophomore from Denver, Colorado, number 8, Cora Still. Check that, Cora Still. Number 9, Kira Caspers. Number 10, Brookie Fuentes. Number 11, Cassidy O'Connor. Number 12, Maddie McKay. Number 17, a sophomore, Jaden Nelson. Sophomore, Indy Stum. Sophomore, Kristen Jacobson. And sophomore, Emma Reichs. We'll get the start today for the Scottsdale Artichokes. Starting lineup today for Eastern Arizona College. And they are in a win and get in situation. Actually, a win or a draw today against Scottsdale will get Eastern Arizona College into the Division I playoffs this season. Under the direction of head coach Charles Long, they'll go like this today. In goal, a freshman from El Paso, Texas, 00, Ashley Zaragoza Lopez. A freshman from Japan, number 4, Nao Yasuda. A freshman from Hooper, Utah, number 7, Marley Sanford. A midfielder from France, a freshman, number 10, Cilian Pereira. A sophomore from West Bountiful, Utah, number 14, Emma Lindsay. A freshman from Brazil, number 15, Maria Antonia Coelho. A freshman from Eagle Mountain, along with her sister, both freshmen from Eagle Mountain, Utah, Abby and Maddie Haslam. A freshman from Pleasant Grove, Utah, number 22, Grace Abeg. A freshman from Eager, Arizona, number 23, Samantha Madrid. And a freshman from Lehigh, Utah, number 26, Abigail Schmidt, the starter today for Eastern Arizona College. The Monsters in their home whites, Scottsdale in their road greens today. Taking a look at the league leaders this year, Emma Lindsay leads the league in goals with 17 this season. But just on her heels is Shayla Hunt, number 5 for Scottsdale. She's got 12. She sits number 5. Maddie Haslam has 16 assists this year to be number 2 in the league. Emma Lindsay with 13. Marley Sanford with 11. So Eastern has 3 of the top 5 in the assist category. Emma Lindsay is blowing away the league in points with 47. Shots on goal, Scottsdale has a ton. Asklund, Hunt, and Stum all have 42 shots on goal this year. Our shots this year, that is 3 of the top 5 there. Save percentage this year belongs to, number 1 belongs to Eva Yoshin, Eastern Arizona College goalkeeper, whose birthday is today. So happy birthday to Eva. Zaragoza Lopez has a 786 save percentage, which is good enough for 5th in the league. Yoshin has only given up 3 goals this season for the Monsters. We're ready to go on a warm afternoon. Fall has not quite found the Gila Valley yet as we get ready for the start of this one. It is 89 degrees in Thatcher, Arizona as we get ready for this one. Taking a look at these teams in their last 5 games, check that, 6 games. Scottsdale is 5-1. They lost October 7th, 4-0. That was their first loss in a month for Scottsdale. For Eastern Arizona College, in their last 6, they are 4-2. Their losses coming to Arizona Western and Phoenix College. Eastern coming off a win on the 7th over Yavapai, 5-0. Scottsdale will have it to start this one this afternoon. Hope you are enjoying your day wherever you are joining us from on the EAC Athletics YouTube channel. It's been a month since I've been able to join you here on a soccer broadcast. I know. I hope everybody can contain their excitement. But since I've been here, we've got new seat covers for the benches. I think those are pretty sweet. And we are underway here from Eastern Arizona College. A long attempt that goes over the line to start it from Scottsdale, and Eastern will have a goal kick straight away. Zaragoza Lopez will fire it away for the Monsters. To the near side. Headed down by Scottsdale, back into the zone, onside. Scottsdale on the attack with Indy Stump. Knocked away by Sanford with that cast on her left arm, but able to go. Picked up by the Monsters with some fancy footwork. Eastern trying to clear it. Near side to Yasuda, and she can't handle it. An error will give it back to Scottsdale on a throw. Deep in the offensive end. Yasuda able to head it up. Lindsay can't quite get there. Jacobson will back it up for Scottsdale. Schmidt with it. Lost it to O'Connor. O'Connor on the run, near side, cut off by Yasuda, and she'll turn and clear it up the field. Lindsay will turn with the left foot. Get it to Coelho, who has it knocked away and cleared. Yasuda will throw from near midfield. Into Coelho. And it looked like either out or a handball just in front of the Scottsdale bench. Either way, it'll be a turnover back to the Artichokes. Guarantee you this is the only matchup in the world between an Artichoke and a Gila Monster. Not even on a soccer pitch, just in anything. Battled for at midfield. The Monsters come away with it. Cilian Pereira with it. Near side now to Abeg. She'll send it across. Cut off there by the defense of Scottsdale. Now far side. Cross off the post and wide on the far side for Maddie Haslam. And the Monsters get the first shot on goal, but it's off the post and wide. Scottsdale will clear it with a goal kick. Both teams feels like they're still trying to catch up to the heat this afternoon. Very slow, very deliberate to resume play. San Madrid with it down the far side. Flicked on, but no attack there. Now back to Stum. Schmidt will get it back near midfield for the Monsters. To Coelho. Coelho back right side now to Haslam. Looks like a Scottsdale throw. Staring back into the sun. Scottsdale trying with the long through ball from midfield from Stum, and Zaragoza Lopez there for the recovery. The lefty will boot it up across midfield into the possession of Scottsdale. Stum with it near side, headed down by Yasuda. Stum trying to chase it down, and the officials say off of Scottsdale, or excuse me, off of Eastern. It will be a Scottsdale throw. Jacobson to throw. Headed again by Yasuda. Over this time to Brookie Fuentes for the Artichokes. And a whistle and a foul called against the Monsters. And that's going to set up Scottsdale for about a 20-yard kick. Check that, a 30-yard kick, 29-yard kick to be exact. Welcome Kirk and Jackie Potter joining us on the broadcast today on YouTube. Good to have you here this afternoon. Brookie Fuentes will take the kick, and now the officials are backing up the monster wall to just on the edge of the 18. Now it looks like we're set as Fuentes fires. Far side, headed by Yasuda, and the threat is not quite done as Madrid can't clear it. Far side, off to Stum. Stum reverses, now back on the edge. Far side to McKay, taken away by the Monsters. Here they come on the run, trying the transition game. Far side. On to Coelho. Stopped by Scottsdale, and then back on to Coelho. Coelho fires it forward, and we have a whistle and a foul called on the Artichokes on that last pass. And so the Monsters will get a chance to set up in their end. Can't see the number from this angle on the far side, but the Monsters from about the same side, same spot on their end. Lefty, floater, in, saved by Whistler. And Scottsdale will clear it with Whistler. Aubriello Whistler, 9 games this year, 7 starts. This is her 8th start in goal. A whistle coming back the other way as Castley Kelly commits the foul. The Monsters with a quick restart down the right side. Looks like Haslam with it. Haslam against McKay. McKay cuts her off and out for a corner kick. Nope, they're going to say it is a goal kick for the Artichokes. If you're on that far side of the field looking back towards the press box, that sun is brutal right now. It will be behind the press box in another, there's 37 minutes left in the first half. Most of this first half will probably be played in that rough sun. Scottsdale on a run. Stum with it. Near side to Jacobson. Jacobson down the side, trying to find O'Connor. She turns with it. Yasuda right with her, knocks it out for a corner, so Scottsdale will get the first corner of the match. 37 minutes left in the first half of this one, no score. Eastern Arizona College in a situation with a win or a tie today, they will get in, they will secure a spot in the playoffs. The top 2 teams in Division I move on. They are sitting they are percentage points in number 2. They cross a little bit high off the head, it looked like, of Indy Stum and over the crossbar. So the Monsters, with a win or a tie here today, will secure that number 2 spot, according to head coach Long, and be into the playoffs at Arizona Western. Only 3 games, including this one, left in the season. Scottsdale will let that one cross the line on the far side for a throw-in. Near side, Jaden Nelson with it. Near side to Kristen Jacobson. Jacobson finds Kira Kaspers. Kaspers, far side now to Fuentes. On the run into the corner to Roz Kelly. She'll save it, but then it rolls off of her foot and over the line. It will be a kick for the Monster keeper. Ashley Zaragoza Lopez. Monster throw, far side, bounces over the head of the intended player, Lindsay, the leading goal scorer in the league. Near side to O'Connor. O'Connor tries to flick it near side, but the Monsters stop it, and here comes Haslam on the run. She can't get there. Scottsdale keeps it on with Stum in the right corner. Now back to Jacobson, far side, into the box, and it is scored by Brookie Fuentes. 35 minutes to go in the first half. In the 11th minute of this one, Fuentes into the back of the net to take a 1-0 lead for the Scottsdale Artichokes. Fuentes in the 10th minute of this one makes it 1-0 Scottsdale. Monsters try a quick start from midfield. The Monsters have not trailed since the game September 16th at Arizona Western. So a quick strike for Scottsdale puts the Monsters at a deficit. Lindsay able to get in to the 18 on the far side and knocked off of Scottsdale. So the Monsters will get a corner kick from the right side. Maddie Haslam will tee it up and fire across. Swings it wide to the near side to Abeg, and that will be off of Scottsdale, and the Monsters will get another corner kick, this time from the near side. And that will be Grace Abeg, the freshman from Pleasant Grove High School in Pleasant Grove, Utah, to tee it up on the near side. She fires across, top of the box, and Schmidt not able to get the turn on it, fires deep, and it goes out of bounds over the line, and a kick for Scottsdale. One nothing Artichoke lead. Here with 33.5 minutes to play in the first half. Sam Madrid for the Monsters back on defense. Knocks it off of Roz Kelly. And it's going to go out off of Madrid. Throw in deep in the therein for the Artichokes. Into Stump, far side. Now into the middle of the field. Tried to clear it. Was Haslam. Scottsdale back in control now. Stretching out the defense. Yasuda able to get her right foot on it. And now Lindsay in control with it. Tries to find Coelho, and it splits the defense for Scottsdale. Back to Whistler. Near side now to Cora Still. Still fires it up. Monsters able to get there and stop the attack. And 21, Indy Stum will pick up the foul as she gets into the back of Yasuda. They will say that foul occurred inbounds, so instead of a throw, it is a kick for Haslam. Abby Haslam down the near side. Over the line. And a monster throw. Scottsdale coaching staff did not like the call, and then the official slows it down and makes the Monsters rethrow. Yasuda to fire. Into Coelho. And a whistle and a foul called against the Artichokes. Abeg ready to get it restarted. Now Yasuda will come in and make sure it's right for Schmidt. She fires into the box, backside, header not quite there by Haslam. It was a nice attempt by Schmidt on the floater to the backside. Not able to get there, though, and the Monsters still trail 1-0 with 31 minutes to play in the first half. Battle for it at midfield. Good defense there by the Monsters. But Stum able to keep her balance and the ball. Eastern knocks it away. Caspers has it now for the Artichokes. Into Nelson. Nelson to Stum. Tries to find a wide teammate, and that looked like 11 Cassidy O'Connor, the sophomore, with 5 goals this season. Just a little wide for her, though. Yasuda not able to hang on to it, and into the box and saved Brookie Fuentes with an attempt. And Zaragoza Lopez there for the Monsters. She'll get it up to midfield to Coelho, who can't control it. Scottsdale has it back. Scottsdale has controlled possession here early on in this one against Eastern. O'Connor with it near side to Jacobson. Jacobson flicks it on, but Haslam there to head it back to the keeper. She'll be able to now grab it for the Monsters. Scottsdale doesn't send a ton of pressure on the attack, but when they get into the zone, they're able to get the ball towards the goal. Far side, Stum with it. Schmidt on the defense, now middle of the field. Yasuda knocks it away. Casper's able to keep it in the zone. Yasuda back far side, gets it across midfield. And Coelho trying to corral it. Now onto the foot of Lindsay. Lindsay back to Coelho. Coelho on the run, middle of the field, near side to Abeg. Abeg back to Coelho. She heels it far side to Haslam. Haslam trying to get in, and it's saved by Whistler. And the Monsters come up empty. Whistler came out of the box to make that save, slid at the last second, was able to get enough on it that the Monsters couldn't score. Yasuda to throw at midfield for Eastern. Into Pereira. Taken back by Fuentes for Scottsdale. Now on to Ross Kelly. Far side. Now on the run to Nelson. She's going to get there before it goes over the line. Saves it just in time. Back in the box now. Comes through, but Madrid there to boot it away for the Monsters. And Scottsdale will let it roll out. And the Artichokes will have a throw. Jacobson to throw. Into Nelson. Heads it on to Stum. Stum turns. And Haslam there to knock it away. But it will be a corner kick for Scottsdale. Their second of the ball game. From the near side. That'll be 24. Casley Ross Kelly to kick. Fires across into the box. Headed out by the Monsters. But Scottsdale there to corral it with Emma Ricks. Over to Still. Still back to Ricks. With everybody up for Scottsdale. Off to Stum. Stum back to Fuentes. Fuentes back to Stum. Stum turn, fires wide right. And a goal kick for the Monsters. .26 minutes to play in the first half of this one. Monsters trail 1-0 to Scottsdale on a 10th minute goal by Brookie Fuentes for Scottsdale. Lindsay trying to get through. Now she does. Down to Coelho. And a late whistle by the referee saying that Lindsay pulled down the Scottsdale defender. And now the Artichokes will get a kick back the other way. Schmidt with a foot on it for the Monsters. Off to Fuentes, the goal scorer for Scottsdale. Now Yasuda able to float it out of trouble. Pereira with it. Near side to Lindsay. Lindsay to Abeg. Abeg has it taken away by O'Connor. To Yasuda. And knocked away at midfield. On the run to Roz Kelly. Roz Kelly, long attempt. But Zaragoza Lopez able to swing over and save that one for the Monsters. Scottsdale getting ready to put on their first two subs of the contest. Roz Kelly chasing it down for Scottsdale in the far corner with Madrid on her hip. Madrid can't save it. The cross is behind the box, and it will be a goal kick for Eastern. On for Scottsdale will be number 5, Shayla Hunt, the freshman. 12 goals on the season, their leading goal scorer. And on for Scottsdale, number 25, Izzy Parks, a freshman for Scottsdale. And on for the Monsters will be number 24, freshman Kara Kemp from Fillmore, Utah, replacing Maria Antonia Coelho. Kick for Zaragoza Lopez, the lefty, boots it to the near side, looking for Abeg. Off to Pereira. Back to Abeg, the lefty, floats it towards the middle to Camp, and now Marley Sanford with it. Sanford, back to the middle of the field, onto the foot of Shayla Hunt. Emma Lindsay with it now. Lindsay working through the tough defense. Still on the ball. Right side on the pass to Maddie Haslam. Haslam floats it into the middle of the box. Headed towards the goal and up and over by Abeg. But a nice chance by the Monsters. Their fourth shot on goal, but not able to come away with a goal on that possession. 23 minutes to play in the first half. 1-0 Scottsdale on top. And a winner tie for the Monsters gets them into the playoffs. Keep that in mind. Haslam down the near side, disappears behind the bench enclosure. And it's a throw for Eastern. Into Lindsay. Against Still. Still will knock it out of bounds. The Monsters will get a throw about 15 yards downfield. Into Camp, her first touch. And now on to Lindsay. Lindsay on the left side through a triple team, and the offside flag is up on the far side. It'll be a turnover back to Scottsdale. Still, well ready for the Artichokes. Leading 1-0 over Eastern Arizona College. Fires it over the head of Fuentes, but Stum there to head it on near side to Ricks. Check that Parks. Parks with it now. Floats it into the box. Looking for the left foot of Hunt, and it's a little bit too far and out. And we will have our hydration break here. 21:48 to play in the first half. Scottsdale 1, Monsters 0. Back after this. Welcome back here to John Mickelson Field here at Eastern Arizona College. Lee Patterson with you on the EAC Athletics YouTube stream of Eastern versus Scottsdale women's soccer. Monsters trail 1-0 to the Artichokes. Emma Lindsay with it for Eastern, and foul called against Kira Kaspers, the sophomore. Schmidt will line it up for Eastern. Long float to Marley Sanford. Now to Camp. Camp turns, gets it right side to Haslam. Haslam has some room from the edge of the 18. Far side. Over to Abeg. She can't hang on to it. A good chance, though, for Pereira to put that one through. Just couldn't corral it. She got up in the air, and it was off of her left foot. But it came back down to the ground and bounced away instead of towards the back of the net. That was a nice attempt from the far side by Maddie Haslam. Monsters with the throw on the near side. Ball gets poked away. Camp chases it down in the middle of the field, and Scottsdale back in possession. Up to Stum, who's wearing the captain's armband for the Artichokes. In a foot race, far side against Haslam. Here comes Schmidt over on the help. And the Monsters are going to thwart the effort by Stum on the far side. She has got 5 goals this year and 7 assists, 17 points on the season. But she has been an issue this afternoon for the Monster back line. Yasuda to throw, near side. Into Pereira. She turns off of the left hip. Long attempt, 40-plus yards out. That goes wide left. And Whistler will chase it down to kick it away. 19 and a half minutes to play here in the first half. 1-0 Scottsdale on top. In ACCAC women's soccer action, Sanford able to get a boot on it. Monsters keep it in there in. Lindsay with it. And a handball called on Lindsay. Scottsdale starts quick, far side. But Sanford there to stop it away. Another long attempt. That one floats high, hits the crossbar of the football goalpost. The Monsters have had some attempt. Nothing really organized, though. They have the last attempt by Pereira on the cross by Haslam was probably the best chance, the best look they've had here in the first half. They have not possessed the ball very often in the offensive end. Abeg there collides with her own teammate, and Pereira is down, and I think she caught the knee of Abeg in her thigh. And if you've never had that happen, that is a very painful place to catch a knee. Long attempt down to Stum. Stum corrals it, but Yasuda there to knock it away. Back up to Pereira. Seems to be running off that collision. Far side looking for Hunt, and it goes through. Monsters able to pick that one up for Zaragoza Lopez. She'll boot it away to midfield. Haslam gets it back to Schmidt, but now Scottsdale back in possession to Fuentes. Middle of the field, taken away by the Monsters. Pereira with it. On the run. Harassed, but keeps possession. Near side to Abeg. Broken up by Jacobson. And Lindsay going to be fouled. And she'll quickly restart. Far side trying to get it to Haslam. And does as it hops over the leg of the defender. And on the far side, that's Maddie McKay, who knocks it off the foot of a Gila Monster. Well, not a real Gila Monster, just one of the players. Schmidt with it. Up to Sanford. Now to Madrid. Camp with it. Trying to head it forward, but instead she's going to get through, but then knocked away by Kaspers. It'll be Scottsdale throw. Just shy of the flag on the far side. $16:27 to play in the first half of this one. Scottsdale with a 1-0 lead over Eastern Arizona College. Pereira able to knock down the throw, get it on the foot of Lindsay. She turns through a double team and takes a tumble on the far side, but the officials say it's a goal kick for the Artichokes. Coming on for Scottsdale will be number 13, Bryn Dorsey, sophomore, replacing Maddie McKay. Whistler to kick for Scottsdale. Sanford with the header. Down to Haslam. Haslam trying to find Camp on the near side, but Scottsdale there to break it up. Back to Haslam at the midfield stripe, near side to Yasuda. Yasuda to Abeg, gets around her defender, looking down into the box to Haslam, who thought she was offside, so she stayed there and chased down by Whistler. The backside over there, Maddie Haslam almost got there to cause some trouble for Whistler, but she was able to cover it up for the Artichokes. Haslam trying to keep it in bounds on the far side, and does for the time being, and is still in bounds. Nice footwork over there by Haslam. Haslam trying to find Lindsay again, and Lindsay on the edge of an offside call puts on the brakes, and Whistler there to chase it down. 14:34 to play first half, 1-0 Scottsdale Community College on top. First of two games here at Eastern tonight. The Scottsdale men will take on the Eastern men coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. Yasuda on the run, trying to chase that one down, not able to get there. It'll be a throw for the Artichokes. Jacobson to throw. Tries to find Parks, but the ball goes out off of the Monsters. Jacobson fires again, headed up by Abeg to Pereira. Back to Jacobson, down the near side. Parks is onside. Haslam there to cut her off. And a whistle and a foul called on the Artichokes as Parks was whistled for that one. Abby Haslam to kick. Up to Abeg, near side. Tries to get it to a cutting Yasuda. Not been able to find her, though. Monsters have a sub when the official whistles her on. Jacobson to throw. Yasuda heads it up. Back to Jacobson, who heads it to Pereira. Who needs feet? Pereira with the ball. Back to Haslam on a nice slip pass. Check that, Lindsay with it right side. Now to Camp. Cleared by Scottsdale. 5 on the back line for Scottsdale. It's been really hard for the Monsters to get through. And now back the other way, Stum with it. Trying to find some room. Haslam there with Schmidt. Up to Yasuda. Yasuda on the run. Knocked out by Nelson. Check that, Pereira will chase it down. Hard to see in front of that bench with that new structure. Jacobson fires it out, and in for the Monsters will be number 19, Kylie Holt, the freshman midfield from Eagle Mountain, Utah. Coach Long looking for a spark off the bench, and Holt with it to Lindsay. Up to Haslam at midfield. Haslam surveys. Now Holt. They're going to say she's onside. Nope, the offside flag is up. Scottsdale running that offside trap with those 5 defenders on the back end, and Holt thought she was able to hold up, but no luck. Monsters not able to get the long run on, which is why teams start to do that. When you've got a team like Eastern that wants to do those long runs, you start to put more defenders on the back end. You set up that trap on the backside and see if they can break it. Haslam with it to Pereira. Now off to Sanford. Back to Pereira on the run. She's got a teammate far side. That's Haslam. Eastern has an organized attack here to Lindsay in the box. Check that Holt, who can't corral it. Not quite cleared. Pereira still has it. Now Holt has it. Fires off of the hip of a defender, and it will go over the line far side for a monster throw. Been a couple of times Eastern has had an attack attempt, but just not able to corral it once they get inside the 18. Scottsdale clears again around on the far side. Into Holt. She'll turn with it through a double team, but cleared by Scottsdale. Haslam there to keep it in, though. It bounces away from her. Off to Stum now. Stum looking down the near side for Parks. That's going to stay in. Yasuda's got to beat her there, and she does. Over to Schmidt. Back to Yasuda up the near side. Check that. That's going to be Abeg who tries to run it down. A group of subs on for Scottsdale. It'll be number 4, Maya Moore. Number 11, Cassidy O'Connor. Number 15, Amaya Openshaw. And number 24, Kasley Roskelly. And a throw for the Artichokes. 9:55 to play in the first half. 1-0 Scottsdale lead. Openshaw tries to find Hunt in the middle of the field and knocked away the Monsters on the run. Haslam. Low across the ground, cut off by Still. Far side. Now to Roskelly. Her first touch and just coming off the bench. Can't chase it down on the far side. And it'll be a kick for Zaragoza Lopez. Scottsdale has controlled the first half of this one as the Monsters are trying to find a way through that Artichoke defense. See what Coach Long comes up with at halftime. He has 9 minutes before he can get them at the break. Still heads it in on to Hunt. Hunt turns against Haslam. Fires. Schmidt there to stop the forward progress. Haslam has to chase it down, heads it up. She takes a big fall. No whistle. And Scottsdale will get possession. In the middle of the field, Schmidt there to clear it away. Clears out some space to Abeg to the near side. The lefty fires it down. Still there on the backside for Scottsdale and kicks it out, trying to find Openshaw. Abeg with it. Back to Yasuda. Yasuda across to Abby Haslam. Haslam far side to Madrid, who's moved up on this attack. 7:58. Monsters trying to find some open space down the right side. Haslam trying to get there, but taken away by Bryn Dorsey. Back to Madrid, though. Right side to Haslam to Holt. Holt back to Haslam. Into Lindsay. At the edge of the 18. Now it's loose. Haslam sprints back on defense. Near side to Abeg. Abeg to Sanford. Sanford off of the side of Nelson. Onto the foot of Roskelly. On the run. Looking for Hunt. Eastern there sprints back, gets on defense. That's Madrid on the far side. Now Madrid has it on the run. Leading the break. Right side now to Haslam. Haslam 1v1 gets around. Right side has some room. Haslam into the box. Crosses and saved on the far side by Whistler. The best chance the Monsters have had in 10-plus minutes there by Haslam on the far side. Over the head of everybody. Schmidt chases it down for Eastern. Right side over to Madrid. Madrid keeps it in to Haslam. Haslam fires, middle of the field to Lindsay. Lindsay turns with it. Now Holt there. Lindsay to Abeg. Yasuda has it. She gets around the defender. Nice pass to Lindsay. Down the near side. Lindsay has some space. Lefty into the box. Knocked down. Pereira knocked down. Eastern asking for a handball. No call by the official. The Monsters wanted a handball in the box, but the official said no. 6 Monsters put their hand up, petitioning for a handball. No call. Schmidt with it to Haslam back on the near side with 5:46 to play in the first half. Abeg with it, back to Haslam. Haslam to Pereira, middle of the field. She'll find Haslam right side and cut off by Scottsdale. On the run up top is Dorsey. Dorsey tries to find some room, and all she finds is Schmidt's right foot, far side. Headed by Ricks in the middle of the field for Scottsdale. Right side, stolen back by Haslam. Just not a ton of clean passing lanes for the Monsters here in the first half of this one. The Scottsdale defense has been very tough on the back end. Nelson with the ball and kicks it out on the far side for Scottsdale. Yasuda able to clear, but knocked down by Nelson. Far side to Ross Kelly. The lefty off of the forehead of Sam Madrid, and she is down on the far side. And they're calling on the athletic training staff as here comes athletic trainer Steve Oram. All the way across the field. Madrid went up to get in the way of that cross, but it was a high cross, and the first thing that made contact was the ball, and it looked like right at the forehead of Sam Madrid. 4:15 to play in the first half, 1-0. Scottsdale on top in this one, as head athletic trainer Steve Orm on the far side of the field, now with Coach Long checking out Sam Madrid, who has been at Eastern Arizona College playing women's basketball and now women's soccer. She'll get up under her own power, but I think they're going to have her come off. And coming on will be 21, Ellie Morse, to replace Madrid. Morse, a freshman from Kaysville, Utah. We hope that Sam Madrid is okay. But a soccer ball anywhere above the shoulders is going to take a little bit to recover from. So Madrid with the training staff coming back to the near sidelines to be looked at. The ball did go out of bounds, so it will be a Scottsdale throw on the far side. Looking to find Roz Kelly in the corner and not able to. Be a goal kick for the Monsters. Coming on for Scottsdale will be number 6, Kayleen Laramie, freshman. Her 7th game of the season. She'll come on for number 9, Kira Kaspers. 3:47 to play in the first half. 1-0, Scottsdale on top over Eastern Arizona College. Pereira with it. Taken away again by the defense. Steal by Eastern. Here comes Holt on the run. Trying to find Lindsay. Can't find her, but the ball stays in. Far side now. Off to Haslam. Haslam can't control. It's back the other way to Shayla Hunt. Hunt up to O'Connor. Broken up by Schmidt. Here comes Scottsdale on the run on the near side with Laramie. Just off the bench, her first touch. One-on-one against Schmidt. Now double team comes. Laramie has the ball stolen by Abeg and then pushed down by Laramie. Scottsdale keeps it in their end. Headed down. Sanford able to clear it for a bit. Maya Moore with it far side for Scottsdale. Now to Roz Kelly. Out of bounds off of Scottsdale, and Eastern will throw. Into Long at midfield, and kicked out by Scottsdale. Into Pereira. Pereira turns. On the run. Leaves it to Lindsay. Now back on top to Haslam. Haslam leaves it back to Schmidt. In the back third. Scottsdale sends it back with Openshaw. And the Monsters clear it towards the sideline. Scottsdale will throw with 1:55 and counting to play in the first half. Openshaw into O'Connor. Haslam clears but out of bounds. As Openshaw to throw. Near side. Openshaw crosses. Now onto the foot of Moore. Moore to Laramie. Back to Hunt. Hunt turns. Edge of the 18. Right side to O'Connor. O'Connor has it blocked by Schmidt. And it will be a throw for Scottsdale. Openshaw will take the trot to the corner with 1 minute to play in the first half. She will throw. Yosuda heads it, but Laramie there for Scottsdale gets across into the box. Moore fires and up over the bar. That's off of the crossbar of the football goalpost, and with 40 seconds to play in the first half, the Monsters will have one last chance on a full send down the field. Right side. Haslam with it. Haslam up to Holt. She'll turn, loses the handle off to Pereira, and Pereira goes down. And she is in some pain holding that left ankle. And the officials say, bring on the athletic trainer. And still no sign of. Here comes Steve Orm. He had to break away from checking on Sam Madrid. He is definitely getting his steps in this afternoon. Pereira went to turn on the far side, and I don't know if she got stepped on as she tried to turn or if she just landed awkwardly, but she definitely went down as soon as she took that step. Tom Hurdle, the head coach of Scottsdale, and the near side official, deep in conversation during this injury. On for the Monsters will be number 6, Kaylin Larson, a freshman from here in Thatcher, replacing Cillian Pereira. Pereira very slow to come off, but she's being helped by Steve Orem. So there was a foul called. So that means the Monsters, with 10 seconds left, will get a last chance of the first half. So Pereira now just making her way to the near sideline. Céline Pereira, freshman from France. La Bruyere, most likely. Schmidt sends it in. Headed up. 5 seconds. Headed back down. Ball still alive. Yasuda, the left footer, not able to get it away, and that's how the first half will come to an end here at Eastern Arizona College with a score. Scottsdale 1, Eastern nothing. We'll be back for the second half coming up. Welcome back here to Eastern Arizona College. Lee Patterson with you as we're ready for second half action. Well, they were ready for second half action. I wasn't quite ready for second half action. But it will be a Scottsdale throw after that one gets away from Eastern to start the second half. 1-0 Artichoke lead. Monsters win or tie this evening, and they are into the playoffs. But they have struggled to get an organized look in the offensive end here this afternoon against Scottsdale. Monsters break up the throw in. Yasuda has it far side to Sam Madrid, who's back in. That's good to see that she was cleared and back in. Now to Marley Sanford. To Abeg. Abeg near side now to Ellie Morse. Morse up. Far side to Haslam, who has it poked away out of bounds. Now into Haslam. Haslam not able to hang on to it. It goes off of her right knee and out of bounds. So Morse does get to start in the second half for Pereira, who limped off towards the end of the first half. Coelho back in for the Monsters. Off to Sanford. To Yasuda far side. Monsters now looking for some room. Yasuda with it on the give and go. Lefty blocked. Seems to be the story of the night for the Monsters, not able to get anything through inside the 18. Madrid with it. Although this is the most possession the Monsters have had on the offensive end of the ball, of the floor, or excuse me, of the field at one time today. Yasuda gets past her defender, crosses it into the box. That's a live ball still. Chased down by Haslam to the near side. Haslam spins on the defender. She's in. Has some room inside the 6 now, knocked away, and out to Haslam. She'll bring it near side to Morse. Morse, nice pass up to Haslam. She's got to get there, and just a little bit too hard. That was a nice look, though, by Morse. Haslam just couldn't quite get there before it crossed the line. Aubriella Whistler will kick it away. Clean in the first half for her. She'll fire. Far side to O'Connor. Up the far side to Indy Stum. Back to Fuentes now. Trying to find Stum, but Monsters knock it out of bounds. It'll be a throw for the Artichokes. And cleared by Madrid. Looking for Coelho, but able to sneak in there was Jaden Nelson. Still in possession of Scottsdale. Sanford will boot it away for the far side, chased down by Emma Lindsay, but it will be knocked out of bounds off of Scottsdale. It will be a Eastern throw into Abeg. Abeg, far side, on to Lindsay. Lindsay on the run. She'll get there just in time. Gathers, crosses, right foot, and is a flag up? It is. The offside flag was up on the near side. Just couldn't see it out of the corner of my eye. And now the Artichokes will boot it away. The ball headed down by Scottsdale. Now back to Schmidt. Schmidt fires away to Yasuda, and she clears the defender, but they're going to say off of Eastern. It will be a throw for Scottsdale on the far side. We hope you are having a great Tuesday night wherever you are watching from tonight across the country and the world, really. Monsters down 1-0 to Scottsdale with 40 minutes to play. Abeg with it, near side to Morse. Morse along the sideline. Back to Abeg. Abeg works against Fuentes, middle of the field. Over to Madrid. Madrid down the far side to Yasuda. Gets past the defender on the run. She's got options. Leaves it to Lindsay at the corner of the 18. Off to Sanford. The lefty fires. Takes a big hip check, but a save by Whistler for Scottsdale. The Scottsdale defender got in there just in time to harass Sanford as she tried to put it in with her left foot. Stum with it. Near side to Roz Kelly. Works against Morse. Roz Kelly to the corner. Now she'll cross it with her left foot, and Schmidt there to clear it away. And I didn't see the officials call if it's a corner or a throw. Into the Scottsdale lineup will be number 15, Amaya Openshaw, the sophomore, replacing Kristen Jacobson. It will be a throw for Scottsdale as McKay with the throw in into Stum. Stum turns, tries to fire. It's ricocheted off a monster and saved by Zaragoza Lopez for the Monsters. She'll get it quickly out to Yasuda. We talked about it in the first half that Shadow was going to stay for most of the first half, and just like we suspected, it's pretty much gone, at least between the 20s here this evening. Yasuda tries to fly down the far sideline, but it's cut off over there by Cora Still. And they're going to say it's an Eastern throw. Into a cutting Lindsay. Lindsay corrals against the defense, steps through, still has it, crosses to Coelho, and saved by Whistler. This Scottsdale defense has been clamp-like once Eastern has got into scoring position. McKay with it near side, up to Roz Kelly through her left foot. Now middle of the floor, the middle of the field to Abeg. Abeg played out on the wing in the first half. She's now moved to midfield. Madrid, far side. Knocked away by O'Connor, and it'll be a Gila Monster throw. 37 minutes left in this one. 1-0 Eastern Arizona College on top. Game one of a doubleheader here this afternoon. The men coming up next. Sliding tackle by Openshaw, but Eastern able to keep it in. Near side to Morse. Morse back to Sanford. Sanford bringing it down the near side and goes over the inline and out as she's trying to gather it. It'll be a throw in for Scottsdale. Into Stum. Off to Fuentes. Now back to Nelson near side. Nelson to Roz Kelly. Turns and knocked off by Haslam. Haslam to Sanford. Sanford to Abeg, center of the field. Chased down by Kara Kaspers for the Artichokes. Off to O'Connor, right side. O'Connor has it knocked down by Madrid and saved by Scottsdale. That's Stum with it. Now to Fuentes. Looking for Roz Kelly near side. Over her head. She'll chase it down, though. Works against Morse. Crosses, cleared by Schmidt, and a throw-in for Scottsdale. Maddie McKay, the sophomore, will throw far side. And Eastern able to chase it down. That was a nice job there by Sam Madrid to wall off the defender to let her goalkeeper go get that ball. Fuentes to Stum. Stum through traffic back to Fuentes. Knocked away by Schmidt to Sanford. Now to Yasuda. Up to Coelho. Tries to get it to Lindsay, but back into the offensive end for Scottsdale. They've lived there most of the day. Haslam with a nice defensive play. Trying to get it around Kelly still. Saves the ball and finally gets it back to Morse. Up to McKay near side for Scottsdale. Back to Emma Ricks. Knocked away by Coelho. And now Coelho and Ricks both slow to get up. The official will come check on them both. Ricks is up. Coelho holding her ankle. Getting some encouragement from Lindsay. And now Coelho looks like she's going to be okay and stay in the game. Ricks fires off the head of Haslam. Back to Coelho. Coelho to Haslam. Haslam far side to Madrid. Madrid, quick touch up, far side to Yasuda. Yasuda on the run. And she is taken down hard on the far side by Openshaw. And here comes a booking for Scottsdale. It will be a yellow card for Openshaw at the 33-35 mark of the second half. Will be a monster kick from the far side. Yasuda trying to stretch out after she took that big fall. Far side as the wind starts to whip around here in Thatcher. Floated in, headed away by Scottsdale. Chased down by Abeg. Taken back by Openshaw. Down the far sideline, Scottsdale on the run to Stum. Stum against Haslam. Stum fires high and wide. It will be a goal kick for the Monsters. 33 minutes to play in this one, 1-0, as the wind really starting to pick up. The flag on the far side can kind of hear it through our crowd mic here as well. Haslam with the ball near side for Eastern. To Morse, fires it down to Lindsay. Lindsay gets behind the defense, but there is Whistler to fire it away for Scottsdale. Openshaw, back the other way. Schmidt, awkwardly able to clear it to midfield. To Coelho, she gets behind the defense. That is onside. She's got a chance. Coelho scores and evens the match with 32:19 to play. In this one, the Monsters got behind the line and put it home. Coelho puts it on and in for the Monsters. Her 11th goal of the season for the Monsters. Coelho levels this one at 1 with 32:19 remaining in the ball game. Pereira back into the lineup. Coelho, the goal scorer, will head to the bench. And we are even at 1. Big goal by the Monsters. Coelho just didn't give up on it. Scottsdale tries to start quick. The long one down to Stum. Abeg with it now for the Monsters. Now the far side for Scottsdale. Haslam there to stop the run. Yasuda with it now on the far side. Looking for Lindsay, and Lindsay eventually gets there. Yasuda to Lindsay. Now Eastern on the run with numbers. Far side Haslam on the run again. Eastern with another chance, lobs it up and in. The Monsters score. Maddie Haslam got behind the defense and then lobbed it in from distance to give the Monsters their first lead of the game. Just not even 1 minute later, it was Haslam to give the Monsters the lead. What a great shot by Maddie Haslam. Makes it a 2-1 Monster lead. And Eastern has scored 2 straight to make it 2-1 Monsters. It'll be over the line and out. Throw in for Scottsdale on the near side. Sub for the Artichokes is Shayla Hunt. Technically, on the score sheet officially, it'll be 1 minute apart. In the 58th minute for Coelho and the 59th minute for Haslam. The Monsters take a 2-1 lead. That answers the 9th minute goal of Scottsdale. Scottsdale can't control it in the box. That'll be a throw for the Monsters. 30:26 to play in this one. Eastern with 2 goals within a minute of each other to take a 2-1 lead here in the second half. Lindsay gets Souflex down as she's trying to get around the defender. Scottsdale coaching staff not happy with the call, but not sure what they saw that we didn't. Look like a WWE Souflex. Schmidt set to kick it away for the Monsters. Floats it in. Marley Sanford will chase it down to Madrid far side. Back on top to Abeg. Taken away by Fuentes. Fuentes on the run right side. Dispossessed by Abeg for the Monsters. Good defense there. Off to Haslam. But back into possession of Scottsdale. Near side to Hunt. Hunt on the run. Fires from outside. But Eastern able to save it there with Zaragoza Lopez. 29-10 Monsters with a win or a tie into the playoffs with 2 more remaining after this against Pima Saturday and then against Gateway. Monsters lead 2-1. Fuentes with it, right side. Fires across to Hunt. Hunt up and over. Nobody there in green, so the Monsters chase it down on the near side to Haslam, the goal scorer. She has it knocked away by Nelson. And then knocked away by the Monsters. Pereira with it. Pereira near side, knocked away by Fuentes again. Her defense is strong for Scottsdale. Scottsdale back to set it up to Cora Still. The middle third now to Kira Kaspers. That ball gets through. Nobody home for Scottsdale. And it's going to be a kick for Eastern. 28 minutes left in this one. Scottsdale scored in the 9th minute. They led until the 58th minute before the Monsters evened it. And then in the 59th minute, Haslam puts it in the back of the net for the lead. Speaking of Haslam, she has it here to Sanford. Sanford flicks it on to Lindsay. She's not able to get there, and Scottsdale will possess it. Near side to Hunt. Goes off of her right foot and out. It'll be a throw for Eastern. As Morse throws it in. A whistle and a foul called against Scottsdale. Ellie Morse, the freshman from Kaysville, Utah, ready to send it in. A couple of Scottsdale defenders trying to get inside. And fires into the box, trying to find Madrid on the run. Abeg now with it out on top. Hunt chases her down. And it will stay with Eastern in the middle third. Now back to Pereira. Gets a touch on it, but nowhere to go. Hunt with it at midfield to Fuentes. Fuentes near side to Nelson. Nelson back to Stum, to Hunt, back to Stum, working their way through the defense, but there's San Madrid to stop the attack. Off to Fuentes again, to Stum. Stum on the right wing, crosses it back. Schmidt heads it up. Off of Fuentes now, headed back by Eastern to Madrid. And kept in by Caspers for Scottsdale. Off to Openshaw. Near side to Hunt, rolls off her foot again, but she's able to corral it. Taken back by Morse, and then kicked away towards the sideline by Haslam, and Scottsdale will have a throw. Into the Scottsdale lineup, number 13, Bryn Dorsey, the sophomore, replacing Maddie McKay. Scottsdale to throw towards Fuentes. Back out on top to Caspers. To Stum. Stum can't hang on to it. Now Madrid will clear for Eastern. Nobody home for Eastern. Everybody back on the defensive side for the Monsters. A lob in. A head by Hunt. Doesn't find anything, but they're going to say she never got there. They're going to say it's going to be a corner kick for Scottsdale. Interesting. So the Artichokes will have a corner kick as Ricks will make the trek down to the corner for the Artichokes. 2:24:44 to play here in this one. 2-1 Monsters on top. ACCAC women's soccer action. Ricks to cross. Top of the box, over the head of everybody. Chased down on the far side by Still for Scottsdale, and she's not able to keep it in. Eastern Arizona with a substitution as 24, Kara Camp, the freshman from Fillmore, Utah, Millard High School, will come back on for Pereira. Pereira went out injured earlier. She's, I don't think she's at 100% still, but she had a good effort for the last 15 minutes that she was out there. It'll be a monster throw far side. Headed up by Openshaw to Camp. Now to Yasuda. Yasuda to Lindsay. Lindsay at midfield. Gets around the defender, looks up, sends it in for Haslam, but a little bit too long. And Whistler able to corral it for Scottsdale. She'll send it down to midfield to Hunt now near side. Hunt leaves it back to Dorsey, who sends it in to Stum. Stum loses the defender. Sends it over to Openshaw, right side. Back now to Caspers. Caspers taken away by Sanford, but back to Caspers. To near side to Nelson. Chased down by Scottsdale. Haslam able to get over there on defense. Trying to find Hunt. Now to Haslam. Haslam sends it near side to her sister Haslam. And she'll send it deep. That's an onside ball to Camp. Camp on the run. And kicked out by Scottsdale for a quarter kick for the Monsters. Nice run there by Camp. The Monsters will have a corner kick as Maddie Haslam will head down there to set that up. The Monsters have spent more time in the offensive end this half than they did in the first half already, with 22 minutes to play in the first half, and it showed with a 2-1 lead here over Scottsdale. Haslam sends it in. Headed top off the crossbar. That stays in, though. That's a live ball. As Marley Sanford, frustrated that she didn't get that header in, but Eastern saves it on the far side. But chased down by Openshaw again. Scottsdale's effort on the ball has been impressive tonight, and it is time for a hydration break. 21:44 to play in this one. It's a 2-1 Eastern Arizona College lead. We'll be back after this. Welcome back here to Eastern Arizona College. Lee Patterson with you. Thanks for joining us this afternoon into evening at Eastern Arizona as the Gila Monsters lead the Artichokes 2-1 in game one of our doubleheader. We'll have men's soccer action coming up next as the Artichokes and the Monsters will lock up. Monsters trailed for 57 minutes of this one, but then back-to-back goals in the 58th and 59th minute by Coelho and Haslam have the Monsters on top 2-1. Back after the hydration break. Scottsdale with it in the middle third. Abeg trying to clear it, but cannot to Fuentes. Fuentes back at midfield. Looks like Casper's with it. And stolen away by Haslam. Off to Abeg. Abeg up far side as Openshaw able to slide through that one. It'll be a throw-in at midfield for Scottsdale. 21 minutes left in this one. And an illegal throw on the far side. Turns it back over to the Monsters. Knocked out of bounds by Scottsdale on the throw. Eastern trying to find somebody on the run down the far side, but Scottsdale pretty much has that on lockdown. Hunt with it. Near side looks like Ross Kelly. Stolen back by the Monsters. Near side to Morse. Morse sends it down the near side and out. Headed on by Ross Kelly. Up to Hunt, who has it taken away by Haslam. To Yasuda, far side. On the run. Yasuda sends it near side to Sanford. Sanford going to be called for a cast ball, handball, off of that left cast. I mean, if it doesn't touch your skin, is that still a handball? Back to Scottsdale as Ricks fires it down to Hunt. Hunt turns, sends it through. Nobody home as Izzy Parks tries to chase it down, but Eastern there to pick it up with Zaragoza Lopez. Far side. Yasuda with it, sends it up to Lindsay on the run. She's got options across. She sends it in left-footed, over and in for Emma Lindsay on the angle. Left-footed. Everybody thought she was crossing it, and it finds the back of the net with 19 minutes to go to make it a 3-1 Monster lead. Lindsay adds to her league leading, scoring her 18th of the season. Puts the Monsters up 3-1 with 19 minutes to play. What a shot. I don't even think she was, I mean, she'll tell you she was shooting it, but I don't think she was. I think she was trying to cross it, and she just happened to find the back of the net. 19:15 to play, and the Monsters up 3-1. That's exactly what the Monsters needed, with a little bit of breathing room. Scottsdale back, though, with Roz Kelly. Near side, she crosses it in. There's somebody there, and it's in. And Scottsdale answers right back. Roz Kelly on the assist to Izzy Parks. Monsters weren't ready on the back end, and just 18 seconds later, Parks finds the back of the net at the 18:57 mark to make it 3-2. So much for the breathing room for the Monsters. Scottsdale not going away. Roz Kelly with the steal off to Fuentes. Back to Roz Kelly. She's the one that set up the last goal. She's going to cross it again into the box, and it is saved, but then a whistle, and I think they're going to be a card. And a yellow card is issued to Scottsdale, it looks like. Zaragoza seems to be okay. And 18 minutes to play, a 3-2 lead. This game had one goal for 58 minutes. 4 now in the last 16. Roz Kelly able to keep it in, but then floats it down across the line for a kick for the Monsters. It's almost as soon as the sun went down and the lights came on, this game turned into a completely different ball game. Scottsdale with Fuentes, able to keep it in. It's a high bouncer, but Zaragoza there to pull it in. So Lindsay scores her 18th in the 71st minute. And in the 72nd minute, Parks gets one back, and back the other way. The Monsters had another look. Not able to put it in. It will be a throw for Eastern. (3-2) Eastern on top. Trying to find Lindsay, and she is held as she tries to spin, and the defender is down. That Ricks, it looks like it is. Emma Ricks was down and was whistled for the foul. So the Monsters will get a look from about 18, but wide. It's right on the edge of the 18, extended from the right wing. Ellie Morse will fire. for the Monsters. 16 minutes to play. Monsters up 1-3-2. Low cross. And it is own goal in. Or was it Sam Madrid who got it on the far side? And Eastern answers back at the 15:58 mark. It is Sam Madrid who gets credit for that goal. Comes at the 18:58 mark, and the Monsters up 4-2. See what I said? Remember, 1-0 for 58 minutes. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals in the last 16 minutes. That's why you play the game, right? Zaragoza there for Eastern. 15:48 to play. As Hunt will put on the pressure to make Zaragoza Lopez pick up that one. The lefty will boot it to midfield. Be a Scottsdale throw, far side with Openshaw. Yasuda there to take it away. Monsters have some numbers coming back the other way. Yasuda has Haslam all the way to the near side. Instead finds Lindsay, and Lindsay is going to be tripped and taken down. Midfield by Nelson. That'll be Grace Abeg. I'll check that. It'll be Schmidt to fire. She can definitely reach it from there. She fires it straight on and saved by Whistler. And Whistler boots it back for Scottsdale. Onto the foot of Abeg. Abeg near side to Haslam. Haslam leaves it back near side, but not able to get there was Morse before it went over the line. So a throw in by, or for Scottsdale. Nelson will throw with 14 minutes to play. Monsters with a 2-goal lead, 4-2. With a winner or a tie tonight, the Monsters secure themselves a playoff spot. That ball stays in with some English on it. Lindsay on the run. And Ricks turns, tries to clear. Lindsay takes it from her and is on the run, right side. Lindsay, and then she is pushed from behind. And it will be an Eastern throw. Lindsay a little bit shaken up after that aggressive tackle. And the official's going to stop the clock. Is Lindsay going to get taken a look at? She's going to walk back towards the bench, and coming on for her will be number 19, Kylie Holt, the freshman midfielder from Eagle Mountain, Utah.
Subbing for the Monsters, number 19, Kylie Holt.
Monsters will have a throw. That looks like Maddie Haslam to throw. She gets it right back. And now a floater towards goal, and that's going to go off of the keeper and out for a goal kick for the Monsters. Excuse me, a corner kick for the Monsters. Haslam set with 13 minutes to play, a 4-2 Eastern lead. Fires it across. Headed down and too wide. The Monsters had two players there. I think it was Marley Sanford. They got the most of it. Headed it down inside the 6 and just wide on the bounce for a Whistler goal kick. On for Scottsdale, number 11, Cassidy O'Connor, and 21, Indy Stum. Been an exciting last 17, 18 minutes of this one, as the teams have traded back and forth goals here in the second half of this one. Haslam with it for Eastern, far side of Yasuda. Up to Abeg. Abeg with some space. Far side to Holt. Holt back to the middle of the field. Knocked down by Still. And Fuentes on the run the other way. The Monsters have defense back as Holt sprints back to get in as well. Crosses to Stum. Stum not able to hang on to it, but Nelson keeps it in for Scottsdale. Nelson with it far side. Runs into the double team. And a whistle and a foul called against the Monsters. Nelson was headed down on a slide already, but the extra bump by the Monsters enough for a foul. 11 minutes to play. Ross Kelly sets it up on the near side as the wind continues to whip around outside. Ross Kelly fires in high and over the top of the crossbar. The Monsters still lead 4-2. Approaching 10 minutes left in this one. Monsters trailed the entire first half. Tied it up in the 58th minute. Scored again in the 59th, the 71st. Scottsdale answered back in the 72nd. And then the Monsters again in the 74th minute with Sam Madrid to take the 4-2 lead. Eastern has another look. Near side to Haslam. Chases it down. Goes right, has it knocked away by Dorsey, and it'll be a Monster throw. Eastern looking for their 10th win of the season. They come into this one 9-3-2 in the box, and Holt couldn't quite get a possession on it. Yasuda there, though, off the crossbar, kept in by Holt, still onside, and then sent out. Eastern will have to reset. Long fire over and too high for Lindsay from distance. That was, Abby Haslam from distance. Set to come back on for Scottsdale will be number 6, Kayleen Laramie.
For the Artichokes, number 6.
Replacing 27, Emma Ricks. 9:05 left in this one. Yasuda with it, far side. She is taken out once again on an aggressive slide by Openshaw. Yasuda with some words for the official before she gets up. Ellie Morse will head over there to take the kick for the Monsters. Eastern will send everybody inside the 18, it looks like. That yellow line hard to see from this angle. Morse fires in, low liner off of the hip of Camp, and Scottsdale able to clear. Up to Stum. Stum turns on Haslam, but Haslam there to knock it away. Stum able to chase it down far side. Now to Fuentes. Fuentes near side to Ross Kelly, but not able to hang on to it. Abeg up to Yasuda far side. 7:45 to play. Yasuda on the run. Sends it across near side to Camp. On the heel flick to Haslam near side at the edge of the 18. Sends it across and out on the near side. Eastern will send on a couple of new players. It will be number 13, Melody Alder, the freshman from here in Thatcher. Also number 6, Kaylin Larson, the freshman from here in Thatcher, replacing Yasuda, as well as Marley Sanford. 7 minutes to play. Monsters lead 4-2. It will be a monster throw with Haslam on the near side. Into Camp. Camp turns. Looks for Larson. Larson will chase it down the far side and save it. And as she turns the corner, dribbles it off of her foot and out. On for Scottsdale will be 25. Izzy Parks, goal scorer tonight, came in the 72nd minute, replacing Roz Kelly. Scottsdale throw far side, 6:25 to play. Monsters up 4-2, up to Stum. Stum with it, on the run near side, cut off by Eastern, and Stum knocks it out. Will be Morse to throw. Knocked out by Nelson. Eastern will throw again. Morse to throw. Into Camp. Camp back on top to Haslam. Haslam to Abeg. Can't get there. Taken back by Scottsdale, but Haslam there to knock it away. Off to Abeg to Madrid, far side. 5.5 to play. Now to Abeg. Abeg up to Alder. Alder far side to Larson. Larson turns down the far sideline, is cut off, and will be a whistle. And the official says play on after the foul call. Far side to Madrid. Heads it down. But corralled by Larson for Eastern. Up to Alder. Back to Larson. Larson near side on the cross to Haslam. Camp able to corral it. And then Scottsdale now clears it across midfield. Morse with it. Saves it. O'Connell down to Hunt for Scottsdale. Goes left. Stolen away by Schmidt for Eastern. And it's going to be out off of the Monsters. It will stay with Scottsdale for a throw. Hunt has it. 4.5 to play. Down to Stum. Stum back out on top to O'Connell. O'Connell with the turn, far side, working against Haslam, who knocks it away. Haslam still in possession. Now O'Connell has it back. Haslam knocks it away as she slides with the tackle. The next Eastern game will be Saturday back here at Mickelson Field as they take on Pima College. Cross in, cleared by Madrid for the Monsters. Up to Holt. Long pass attempt for Camp, who can't chase it down. Both teams want to bring on a sub. Official didn't see it. And Eastern able to get it back. Alder now with it. Up to Holt. Holt dispossessed on a nice job by Still for Scottsdale. On the run, far side now is Parks. She's got a goal tonight. But Schmidt there to knock it away for the Monsters. Back to Stum. To O'Connell. O'Connell blocked by Eastern and then saved again, but it's going to be a handball at the goal line by Sam Madrid, and that's going to be a penalty kick now for Scottsdale. Zaragoza with a nice save, but the ball ricocheted off of her. Scottsdale had another shot on goal. Madrid there to stop it. But a handball at the goal line and a yellow card for Madrid. Fuentes on for the penalty kick attempt. 2:55 to play. Eastern up 4-2. And now a red card And sent off is Madrid. So Madrid sent off on a red card for the Monsters. It is red card at the 2:55 mark, so she's off for the remaining 2:55. Yasuda back on for her. Madrid will have to leave the bench area. Now they're calling Yasuda back. And Fuentes will attempt the penalty kick for Scottsdale. And into the goal for a penalty kick with 2:55 to play. Fuentes. I believe that was Fuentes on the goal. They announced O'Connor on the PA, but I think that was Fuentes at the 2:55 mark. Make it 4-3. Scottsdale not going away. Lindsay and Yasuda back on for Eastern. The 87th minute, the penalty kick by Scottsdale makes it a 1-goal lead for the Monsters. Scottsdale on the pressure again. O'Connor with it. Gets through. But Zaragoza there to pick it up for the Monsters. 2:30 left. Eastern is led by as many as 2 goals in this one, but Scottsdale quickly has answered back. Both times the Monsters have taken a 2-goal lead. Haslam loses it to O'Connell. O'Connor. And then cleared by Yasuda, who goes down again after that kick. She is down and in some pain, and the officials are going to stop the play and tend to Yasuda, who is down after she tried to clear it. She is pleading her case to the official that she was tripped after that. She was fouled after that kick, but to no avail. The Scottsdale head coach Tom Hurdle is frustrated that the play was called when they had the ball in the offensive third. Marley Sanford set to come back on. Off of the kick from Scottsdale, Eastern able to clear it. 2 minutes to play. O'Connor sends it in. Schmidt has it. Now back to Stum. Left side to O'Connor. O'Connor through a double team. Loses it but chases it down. Now O'Connor goes left. Fires across. Knocked out off of Eastern, and it looks like a Scottsdale throw. 90 seconds to play. Into Laramie. Now back near side. Sends it across. O'Connor with it. Against Schmidt. Schmidt steps in. And a foul called on O'Connor. Check that. Hunt with the foul against Scottsdale with 70 seconds to play. Eastern taking as much time as they can to reset. Now Schmidt ready to reset. 1 minute to play. Monsters lead 4-3. With a win, they are into the playoffs. Shouldered down by Scottsdale to O'Connor with some fancy footwork, but can't hang on to it. Marley Sanford now comes back on for the last 45 seconds of this one, replacing Alder. Now the Monsters will throw with 44 seconds to play. clock started, so they want it to go back to 45, I think, is what they're saying. But we're not getting anything definitive. Now we've got 4:50 on the clock. That's a little bit too much. Monsters throw. Headed in by Laramie. Eastern able to keep it out of the zone. Now near side to Hunt. She's onside. And it's going to score for the goal to tie the game with 24 seconds to play. Hunt will pick up a goal as Zaragoza came out to save it, and it went right past her for the goal with 24 seconds to play to tie it at 4. What an exciting finish in this one. The officials coming to the near side want 35 seconds back on the clock. So officially at the 35-second mark is when Hunt put it through to tie it at 4. And this will be a disappointing result for the Monsters after leading 3-1 and 4-2. But the tie does get them into the playoffs. Not the way they wanted to get into the playoffs. They wanted to win, but a win or a tie was going to get them into the playoffs. Eastern has a chance, though. And then a whistle and a foul on Lindsay. And they're going to stop the clock with 12 seconds to play as Lindsay really slow to get up for the second time tonight. She's trying to stand up and get into position. Schmidt will line up the attempt with 12 seconds to play. They've not put the fourth goal up on the scoreboard here yet, but it is 4-4. Eastern and Scottsdale all tied. Morse will fire with one last chance for the Monsters to take home the win. Fires in, that's low. Knocked away by Scottsdale, and that's going to do it. Final score here at Eastern Arizona College, Scottsdale 4 and Eastern 4. The game got away from the Monsters, but the Monsters still get into the playoffs, and now the two coaches having a heated conversation here at midfield after this one. A 4-4 ball game is the final. Let's run down the goal scorers here tonight. Fuentes started it off for Scottsdale, made it 1-0. Then Coelho for the Monsters tied it at the 58th minute. Haslam in the 59th made it 2-1 Eastern. And then in the 71st minute, the Monsters made it 3-1 with a Lindsay goal. Scottsdale answered back in the 72nd minute to make it 3-2. Samantha Madrid in the 74th made it 4-2. And in the 87th minute, Fuentes on a penalty kick made it 4-3 Scottsdale. And with 35 seconds to play in the game, Hunt got loose and put it through for the equalizer in this one. Final score, 4-4, Eastern and Scottsdale. The Monsters with a tie do get into the playoffs, but not with the win they wanted. We'll take a break. We'll be back for the men's action coming up after this.